Kick is up, has the accuracy, and it is good. Jake Bates throwing right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Return past the 15, past the 20, out past the 30. Has space down the sideline. 40, 35, 30. And he is gone. A pick six for Houston. Snap good, hold good, kick up. And it is straight down the middle. Looking to throw, rolls out right. Throws end zone. Touchdown San Antonio. Cody Latimer alone in the end zone. They take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds left. 52-yarder, left hash for the win. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it's drilled. Miami escapes week 1 with the win. Jason Sanders is looking to throw. Pass right side, wide open. Touchdown Drake London. Touchdown Drake London. Atlanta has tied this game and are an extra point away from taking the lead. Needing the 12-yard line. Handoff, Robinson left side. And going to be stuffed. A loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And with 50 seconds to go, the Chiefs have the ball. And most likely that does it. Ball on the 17.5-yard line. Looking to throw. Stepping up, throwing for the end zone. And caught. Touchdown Green Bay. Dontavian Wicks. 56 seconds to play. The Packers are within 3. 6:17 to play in overtime. Tua shotgun, back to his left. 3 receivers to the right, bunched up. Tua to throw. Has time. Plenty of time. Pass. End zone, left side. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown Miami. They're gonna win. Let's go, baby. Here, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left. Gonna send Smith in motion. Toss left side for Saquon Barkley. Good blocking and room to run. Pass midfield, spinning his way. Pass the 35 to 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and the Eagles respond instantly. Saquon Barkley. Oh my, making his presence felt. 1 play, 60 yards, 3rd and 9 from the 35. Mahomes looking to throw. Quick pass left side, caught by Piron. Has room to run. First down and more. Down to about the 17. And he stays in bounds. That will do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have escaped the Bills and have punched their ticket. Hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas. Welcome on in the second game of the slate. And there's a lot riding on this one. The playoffs are on the line for the Detroit Lions. A loss would eliminate them. A win, it keeps them alive for at least 1 more day, at least until the Packers play tomorrow or on Saturday, so 2 more days actually. But welcome on in. Is Max Brosmer getting the start for Minnesota? They are wearing their whiteout uniforms. The Lions are wearing their Motor City Muscle uniforms. Should be a solid matchup. Welcome on in, everyone. As this game, the last game ended up being pretty entertaining, being pretty close. I kind of expected Dallas, Washington to be the closest of the slate. We'll see what Minnesota and Detroit has in store, because again, the last time these 2 teams played, Minnesota got a nice surprise win on the road. So we'll see if maybe Brosmer can lead them to something here. Maybe at least keep this one a bit close. But welcome on in. Kickoff is moments away. And yeah, the only thing at stake today is the Lions playoffs. I just checked all the clincher scenarios right before. The Lions loss would eliminate them. Yep, welcome on in. I'm expecting the Lions to have a solid show, and they kind of need one after how they played last week against the Steelers. That tough way that they lost that game, and have now made this one a do or die scenario for them. They're just now doing the national? Yeah, I'm just gonna okay. Depending on how long this game goes, I might not go live with Broncos Chiefs. We'll see. The plan is to go live with that game, but if this one goes too far and too close to 8 o'clock, I won't be able to. Because there's something I want to do in between games. If I can't get that done in between, and I'm gonna have to forego that one. But we'll see. The fact that they're just now doing the national anthem and all that, this game might run long. We'll see. We will see. So welcome on in. Welcome on in. This acapella group they got going for the national anthem is nice. The ESPN article about this game that released yesterday has the headline of Lions visit eliminated Vikings on Christmas with their chance of returning to the playoffs dwindling. Why did you have to include the eliminated Vikings part of it? Ugh. Ugh. Welcome on in. But yeah, bring up all the festivities for this one. Yeah. Me and my friends in the group chat are now joking about which of the reindeer is the worst based off of actual like analytical shit. Bringing out the hockey stat cards for each of them. But welcome on in. Alright, kickoff moments away. Minnesota win. They're actually showing the coin. Damn. Minnesota wins the coin toss. Oh, and they're gonna get the ball first. They're choosing to get the ball first. Okay, interesting. Alright, now they're doing the skull chants. Alright. They're doing all the festivities on this. Alright, alright. You and the Skull Chance waiting for kickoff. One of my friends just Blitzen is a system reindeer is crazy. Oh shit, new Tyler dropped? As kickoff is underway. Gonna be returned beginning from the 1. Base out past the 20 and slips down near the 25. Tyler the Creator. Yeah, he dropped. Yeah, he dropped a new song. Okay, cool. I'm gonna listen to that after stream. Fuck yeah. Crazy. Shameful. Alright, there's a Viking slow to get up on the opening kick. It's Miles Price, the man who returned the kickoff. And we're going straight to commercial. Straight to an injury timeout and a commercial break. The difference was Brady got hurt in week 1, and the Patriots still almost won the division that year. The Patriots lost the division that year off of a tiebreaker. And they were just coming off of a 17-0 season. Not 16-0 season. It's not an apt comparison. I do think that, you know, when Mahomes gets back from injury, the Chiefs are going to look a lot better. I think their offseason is going to be pretty important. But it's not a very apt comparison. They have not been too bad. The thing I've been liking about Netflix's commercials is they have a timer in the top right about how long is remaining on it. And that's made things a lot easier to handle commercials. Hey, the Ben Affleck and Matt Damon commercial. Or is that Brad Pitt? Whatever. Yeah, it is Damon. Alright, that looks solid. Shame it's a Netflix only though. Alright, just getting back from commercial break. First play of the game coming up. Brosmer under center, back behind him. Play action, rolling right, buying time. Still looking, gonna throw this one away incomplete. All right. That's how things start. I don't think commercials will be too bad this game. They weren't bad in the first one. Again, I can handle commercials fine. It's just when they feel like they're starting to get along is when I'm not a fan. But with Netflix having that timer, I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, Brosmer under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Gonna hand this off up the middle, and that is a gain of about a yard for Aaron Jones. Again, the Vikings are going to be without TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Mason for this game, so they're playing empty-handed on top of having Brosmer be in the quarterback. So it's going to be interesting to see if this Vikings offense can do much of anything in this. So Brosmer in shotgun, back to his left, 2 receiving options, the 3 receivers to the right. Back to his left, 3rd and 9. Brosmer looking to throw. Lions send pressure, and he's sacked at the 19. So the Vikings go 3 and out on their opening drive of the game. It's Alex Anzalone on the sack. And yeah, this might be a long game for the Vikings offense. It won't be that big, but I would not be surprised if this is a blowout. All right, so the punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 33. Gets up past the 35 to the 37. So out comes Jared Goff and his Lions offense. I'm not a massive fan of the jersey for the Motor City Muscle uniforms, but the helmet I love. I love that helmet. I want that helmet. But again, not like, if I'm gonna get a Lions jersey, it's gonna be just standard blue. But I love that helmet. If the Chiefs shut out the Broncos by that would be impressive. Goff, quick throw, right side. Can he be caught by Amon-Ra St. Brown with space for a first gain of 11? Yeah. What year was it that they had? I know what you're talking about. I have a site that tells me all the jersey. What year was that? Because they had the all black uniforms, and they went to an all gray for that same style. Goff under center, gonna toss this up the middle for Gibbs. He gets past midfield to about the 47. Oh, you know what? They never. Oh, here we go. Yeah, in the 07, 06 stuff. Yeah, because but yeah, before they had the all grays in 2016, they announced an all black, but they never actually wore those. But they're mid 2000s black uniforms. Those do look clean. Goff and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side, 2nd and 6 from the Viking 48. Goff looking to throw, pressure comes quick and sacked at the 44. Just instant pressure. Harrison Smith on the sack. A long-time Viking there making a play. And it's 3rd and 13. 2016. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, because they had Eric Ebron as the image for Goff. Quick throw left side can be caught by Jahmyr Gibbs. Gets up past midfield and gets to about the 45. It was during the Nike Color Rush stuff. The Lions announced that all black, which looked clean, but they never actually wore these. And then they shifted to an all gray look. Yeah. I don't think they've actually ever have worn a black on blue combo. They've had the all blacks and then the older black on gray, but never black on blue. Goff and shotgun back to his left on 4th and 3, and there's movement up front. We'll see who moved first. Refs will discuss. Oh yeah, the ones they're wearing now are beautiful. Again, I love that helmet that they have on. I'm not a massive fan of the jerseys. I am curious what the action would have looked like. I guess this image of Eric Ebron wearing it. It looks clean. Kind of wish he did wear these for a year, or at some point. But the penalty is false start on the Lions. So now they're gonna have to punt this one away. Punt comes off clean. Going to be let bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Best uniforms. Seahawks throwbacks are great. Vikings throwbacks are great. Miami throwbacks are always great. The rivalry Patriots ones are great. I have that jersey over there. The creamsicles, both versions of the creamsicles for the Buccaneers are great. What else? I mean, I kind of like the Jets look, but no, the helmet doesn't really go with it. Bills, no. I'm curious. I'm excited to see the Bills in Week 18 when they bring back the red helmets. I'm excited to see how that looks. I prefer the rivalry Pats to the rivalry Bills, but they're both good. What else? The Kelly Greens are nice, but I wouldn't say they're one of the better ones. None of the Raiders. The Supercharger uniforms for the Chargers are great. The Houston H-Town ones I like. There's a commercial break after the pun. What else? Dolphins throwbacks are the favorite. But I also don't really like picking favorites for uniforms because most of the really good ones don't get worn nearly as often as they should, so it's not really a point. That's commercial break. Got 14 seconds left in this commercial break. Damn, the Spurs are about to beat the Thunder again? Thunder about to have lost 3 of their last 4. Including, well, better yet, maybe 4 of their last 6, with 3 of them being to the Spurs. Seahawks throwbacks, and Miami throwbacks are the best, like, full combos. Rosmer under center, going to hand this off up the middle, and that's Aaron Jones for a gain of about 2. Brosmer, whatever. All right, so Brosmer under center, back and fullback behind him. Play action, looking to throw. Pressure coming, rolling to his left, buying time, still looking, going to throw this one away incomplete. Just helmets? I love Cincy's helmets, even though I don't really like most of their other jersey options. Cincy's helmets are great. These Lions helmets are great. There's a defensive holding penalty on that previous play. It can be a gain of 5 and automatic first down. So yeah, Cincy's helmets, these Lions helmets they're currently wearing. What else? Dolphins throwback helmets are nice because I like the orange striping that they have on it. It's probably the 2000s helmets, which is the one right there. That's probably my favorite. Play action, looking to throw, dump off left side for Jefferson. Can have space past the 30 and out of bounds to the 33. There's a lot of nostalgia in that helmet for me because that's the brand they had when I was growing up. And also, I just like the orange, the primary orange striping in the middle of it. Again, Miami does not use the orange color enough in their current branding. Yeah, the throwbacks are light years better than the current stuff. They don't need to go back fully to throwbacks, but you need to modernize. They need like a retro modern aesthetic, similar to what the Lions have. Handoff up the middle for Aaron Jones, gets up past the 40 to the 43 and a fresh set of downs. I think the Lions nailed it out of the park with their jersey rebranding a year or so ago. Fave Stadiums is a tough one because I haven't been to all of them yet. As Brosmer and shotgun back to his right, going to look to throw in 1st and 10. Pass right side, going to be caught by Jefferson. Pass midfield and down to the 48. Going to be a gain of 9. Just based off like what I've seen of all the different stadiums, I'll probably say Lambeau still. But I don't really have a favorite stadium. All right, 2nd and 1. Brosmer under center, back behind him. And the Vikings will call their first timeout. They're not going to get that snap off in time. So a 2nd and 1. $7:47 to play in the first. I mean, we're less than 3 full drives into the game. It is not fair to say that the offenses are dormant. Brosmer handoff up the middle for Aaron Jones, going to get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Like we're halfway. We just hit the halfway mark of the first quarter. And you're gonna have the Vikings playing a more conservative approach because their game plan is to keep the Lions offense off the field, similar to what the Steelers did in the second half on Sunday. Brosmer in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, going to look to throw. Brosmer with some time, going to roll to his right to buy more. Now looking to take it himself. That's a 1st and more. Past the 40 and down to the 37. 11-yard carry for Max Brosmer, and the chains are moved. Yeah, they guard downfield well, but They left they left too much space along that right side. All right. The current Vikings. I guess they've gone back to the old word marks, I guess, in recent years, but still. Rosemer going to hand this off up the middle for Aaron Jones, bouncing out left side, going to get to about the 31, maybe the 32. Those few years when the Vikings had to play in the University of Minnesota stadium, yeah, they were cool. The lettering on their chest is just, it's not my liking. I love how the Vikings have that very stylistic wording, that's very stylistic font choice that they use for the end zones, and I want to see that used more. Rosemary shotgun looking to throw in 2nd and 5. Dump off right side for Aaron Jones. Gonna lose about 5. Daniel Thomas blowing up the halfback screen. And a 3rd and 9 coming up. Yeah, just completely blows that up. Okay. Yep. That's okay. Making sure something was turned off that I forgot about. Inside in a sec. Rosemary and shotgun looking to throw in 3rd and about 10. Pressure comes quick and he's sacked. Back near midfield, Aiden Hutchinson. And that's just a bad time to take a sack like that. You had field goal range at the 36. And now, depending on what this penalty is, it will be ball near midfield. Just standard home and away. What would be my favorite? I guess the Chargers. I'm not sure. Maybe Denver's. Do you kind of like Denver's rebrand? All right, they picked up the penalties. A 4th and 24 coming up with under 5 minutes to play in the first. Chargers, I guess. Kind of Seattle's. Maybe the 49ers. Yeah, the Vikings is nice as well. I don't know. I don't really think too much about like the proper standard home and away uniforms too much, just because you see them constantly. Carolinas have some pretty nice ones. If you ask me that same question like 6 years, like 6 or so years ago, there would be like 3 different answers off the top of my head. But those are not in use anymore, and I hate it. Punt comes off clean, going to be returned beginning from the 6, gets up to about the 9. Like the old the Matt Ryan Falcons era uniforms, the Andy Dalton era Bengals uniforms, and what's the other one? It was another that was like recently rebranded. I don't remember now, but those would be like the top 2. But those are not in use anymore. What Tampa's current ones might be my favorite. I love Tampa's colorway. Yeah, I still think those were the best uniforms that the Falcons have had. It's a shame that they don't use those anymore, and now that it's gonna be tougher to find a Falcons jersey then, with that uniform combo, because that's what I would want. We'll see. So we're at commercial break. Yeah, the late 90s to 2000s Dolphins were great. But those are still like uniforms where they're missing something that the throwbacks had. Yeah, I still probably put the throwback uniforms over those, but for the helmets, I do kind of prefer that era. What else? Let me pull up this website again that has all the uniforms. What else? A lot of with uniforms is it comes down to striping for me. Certain teams' striping has changed, and I don't like how it has. Arizona's a no. And Baltimore hasn't really changed uniforms too much over the years, have they? No. Yeah. Mm, Not really a fan of the Buffalo. Just coming back from commercial break. Cleveland to me has never really had good uniforms. Didn't Carolina change theirs recently? Yeah. Just coming back from commercial break. Denver's uniforms from the last time they won the Super Bowl were also pretty good. Goff under center, gonna hand this off up the middle. That's a gain of about 3. Yeah, but again, the current Miami uniforms just are not it. They're too minimalistic. There's no personality to them. That's why I don't care to get one. Yeah. Goff under center, back behind him is 2nd and 6. Handoff up the middle, and that's gonna be enough for the first. Gets exactly to the 19-yard line. Yeah, Houston recently changed uniforms, but I think they changed those for the better. Jacksonville's older ones, their throwbacks might be up there as well. I doubt Miami wants to do a colored helmet again. There was a reason it took until the rivalries uniforms for Miami to even do that in the first place. Oh, is Minnesota challenging the spot? They are, okay. But yeah, it's like up until that rivalries game, Miami never had a non-white helmet. I don't think they'll ever like have an official like mainstay alternate that changes that up. I was running into a commercial break as they're gonna review this spot. Yeah, the charge have changed theirs quite a bit. The San Diego Charger era uniforms are fine. I think it could look cool. I just don't think Miami would do it. Miami's not a team that likes to mess with the helmets that much. The uniform, sure, but the helmet's not really. The Patriots uniforms that had the logo as the sleeve, as a shoulder stripe, that was something. Yep, at commercial break. Got a minute left in this commercial break. Well, Philly had a uniform set ages ago that is not good looking, but I personally like it. It was their not 100th year. It was like in the late 2000s. They had a bad yellow, like bright yellow and blue uniform set. That again does not look good, but I personally like it. Yeah, it was their 75th anniversary uniforms. These are ugly, but man, I want them to bring it back. They're like they are ugly, but I need them to bring it back for the 100th anniversary. They need to. Hey, we're actually coming close on that, actually, right? Yeah, I mean we're a few like 7 seasons away. All right, so the Minnesota won the challenge. It's gonna be a 3rd and 1. Goff under center, trying to QB sneak, but he bobbles the snap, and Andrew Van Ginkel has it. The Vikings get a key turnover, and they have ball inside the 20 at the fort, about like the 17. Detroit tried a quick lineup QB sneak, but Goff bobbles the snap, and Andrew Van Ginkel picks it up. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Lion 16-yard line. I don't. I think my mic just peaked. Yeah, they tried a quick snap there. I'm getting audio through. I'm getting audio through on OBS. It should not be muted. Rosemer under center, back and fullback behind him. Gonna hand this off up the middle for Aaron Jones, inside the 10 and down to about the 7. I am not muted. That's on your. Rosmer under center, gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's gonna be a 1st down pickup. Yeah, I'm not muted. So 1st and goal. Ball on the line 5. Rosemer in shotgun, back to each side. Going to look to throw. Pass. End zone is high and incomplete. Looking for Justin Jefferson. 2nd and goal coming up. So 2nd and goal. 2:21 to play in the 1st. Rosemer in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. Hand off up the middle for Aaron Jones, and he's going to be brought down at the 1. So 3rd and goal from the 1. 2:10 to play in the 1st. Third and goal. Clock continuing to roll. Trying to capitalize off of the fumbled snap by Jared Goff. 1:43 to play in the 1st. Rosemer under center. Back and fullback behind him. Gonna hand this off left side for Aaron Jones, and he gets in. Touchdown Minnesota. They capitalize off the turnover, and they strike first with 1:35 to play in the 1st. All right. And that's how the scoring gets started. Yeah, good blocking there. Yeah, again, YouTube can be weird sometimes with stuff on specific end. I'm not sure. All right, the extra point is up, and it is right down the middle. How did the Lions respond after the poor exchange on the snap ended up resulting in 7 the other way? But first, a commercial break. First, a commercial break. Actually, I'm not even sure if I've seen what helmets you're talking about. Yeah, because the Lions have never used a black helmet. Like the ones that we're now. Yeah, I mean, I do like these helmets. Yeah, I want these as well, but I wouldn't call these black helmets. So like commercial break. Damn, the Lions used to have an all blue helmet like that. Okay. Actually, back when they were the Portsmouth Spartans, the Lions did have an all black helmet, but that's only probably just because of limitations to the time. At some point, I probably will. I don't really have an idea with like helmets the same way as I do with the jerseys. Because part of it is, unlike the jerseys that you can like fold up and like or like hang it up in a closet, you can't really do anything like that with the helmets. So if I'm gonna start collecting the helmets same way I am the jerseys, I'm going to have to wait until I'm in like I'm gonna have to wait until like I have a dedicated room for all that stuff. Yeah. It is a clean combo. I'm just yeah, I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of the full combo. It is clean. It's not for me. Kickoff return beginning from the 5. Face up past the 25, past the 30, and out of bounds about the 31. Why is there a Peaky Blinders? What? Why is, why is there a Peaky Blinders dedicated suite at this game? I mean, that's clever, but come on. Goff under center, gonna hand this off up the middle, gain about 2. So 2nd and 8, a minute to play in the first. Knows Montgomery on the carry. Goff and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off in time. Goff play action looking to throw. Pressure comes quick. Rolling right, passing right. Going to be caught past the 45 to the 47. Is Jamison Williams. And they get a fresh set of downs. Yeah. Are the Chiefs officially getting new uniforms next year? Is that confirmed? I know there's been a ton of like leaks and rumors. Off under center, back behind him. They do not need to get the snap off in time, and they're not going to. It's the end of the first quarter. 15 minutes in the books. Vikings lead by 7, but the Lions have the ball and moving. We had to do a commercial break. There's been a few teams rumored to be getting new uniforms next year. Aside from just like the rivalries, uniforms, and all those. I do think eventually the Chiefs. I mean, I'm not sure if the Chiefs will ever get like proper new uniforms. Again, they've been having the same uniform sets for pretty much since they became the Chiefs. There's been a few minor altercations, but for the most part, it's been the same. The rivalries teams next year are the NFC North and I want to say the AFC South. Yeah, it's the AFC South and the NFC North. So I'm excited to see what they do with those. I'm uh I'm sure they will. Honestly, they might go orange as well with it because they were like for like a peach color to represent that. We'll see. Oh yeah, what are the teams rumored for next year? Rams, Commanders, Ravens, and Titans are amongst the teams rumored for uniforms next year. They began like proper new uniforms. I'm sure there's more though. Here we go. This is what I've been looking for. So yeah, Commanders, Titans, Ravens, Rams, and Falcons are all rumored to be getting new uniforms next year. Yeah, and probably commit to black. It would look nice. The Buccaneers are rumored to be getting a new alternate next year. The rivalries uniforms is the AFC South and the NFC North. And go figure, the only team to be rumored and most likely confirmed to be getting no new uniforms next year in any facet is the Miami Dolphins. Because why would we rebrand when we desperately need to? Stephen Ross is a whatever. That's been my one issue with Stephen Ross. I mean, amongst many, but an issue with him is he's too committed to this Brandon. Goff handoff up the middle gets past the midfield to about the 49 for Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, the midnight green isn't great, but they don't wear those that often. So it's a whatever. All right, Goff gonna hand this off up the middle once again for Jahmyr Gibbs. And that's gonna be fumbled, and the Vikings have it. The Lions fumble, the Vikings have it. Back-to-back drives, ending in a fumble for Detroit. Jay Ward picks up the fumble. That's a great job. Wow. Is Damn it, Toasted played Vikings defense this week. Fuck. I mean, Broncos defense is still going to get you a good going with it. This man did not change his lineup. I don't want to hear. Rosemary toss left side, going to be Aaron Jones, and that's going to be a gain of about 2. Yeah. Hey, Brandon Aubrey got me 16 points. I'll take. Oh, I have Rams defense going for Sunday, for Monday night, I mean. It's either that or Eagles defense, and I'm not trusting the Eagles defense against Josh Allen. But yeah, going against Vikings defense, because of course. I am playing Hurts and Barkley for the other Eagles. Rosemary looking to throw in 2nd and 8. Pass over the middle, gonna be caught at the 39. Obviously, I have A-Chan going. He has now left my lineup besides the bye week. James Cook in my flex. I have McBride, Sutton, and Higgins. But if Brandon Aubrey did not miss the 58-yarder, I would be a lot more chill right now about the Vikings defense having 2 fumbles. 3rd and 5. Rosemary in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receiving options to the right. And there's a ton of movement before that snap. Seemingly going to be false start against the Vikings. I did draft RJ Harvey, yes. But I can't not put in James Cook and Saquon Barkley this week. And A-Chan's not leaving my lineup. So sadly our Harvey's on the bench for this one. Alright, 3rd and 10 after the false start. Rosemary in shotgun, back to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Play clock winding down. And there's movement before the snap again. It's going to be another false start against the Vikings. Yep. So 3rd and 15 coming up. It depends on what time this game ends at. If this game goes too late, I won't be doing Thursday Night Football, but if it ends around like 7:30, 7:40, probably at the latest, I'll do it. Rosemary alone in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Looking to throw. Pressure coming, and Rosemary's going to be sacked. Back at the 41, it's Aiden Hutchinson, his 2nd of the night. And the Vikings had 3rd and 5, and now it's 4th and 22 after false starts and a sack. Aiden Hutchinson is just a beast. Yeah. All right, punt comes off clean. And it's going to bounce in the end zone for a touchback. The Lions will begin from the 20. And we head to commercial break. Yeah. Well, part of it is just I have no idea what the Lions are doing right now offensively. All right, so we're at commercial break. A minute and a half to go in this commercial break. Yeah, if the Lions lose, they are eliminated, and the Packers will clinch a playoff spot. So if the Vikings can pull off the upset, they would get the Packers into the playoffs before they play tomorrow. Damn, the Rams are currently the 6th seed due to divisional record. Yeah. Denver tiebreaker because of common games. Chargers tiebreaker because of conference. What is okay? That's a fine looking movie, I guess. I don't know. A lot of movies coming out recently, I'm just like not that interested in, or like I'm cautiously optimistic about until I see more. All right, so back from commercial break. Oh, was it good? I'll probably catch it when it goes to stream, man. I'm not interested. I'm not that interested to go into theaters for that. Goff under center, back behind him, two receiving options to each side. Play action looking to throw. Pressure coming. Goff stepping left and stacked at the 15. Andrew Van Ginkel on the sack. T-Fox. Yeah. Honestly, that might be a movie where it's like a night with nothing else on. I turn it on. Or we just do a watch party in VC, T-Fox. Which that would be something we would do. We've watched dumber shit in VC before. Goff and shotgun back to his right, two receiving options to each side. Play clock winding down. To get the snap off in time. Goff looking to throw. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Looking for Jahmyr Gibbs, and it's a 3rd and 16 coming up. That's just ugly for Detroit today. Yeah, this is exactly the spot Minnesota likes to be in. Goff looking to throw in 3rd and 16. Has time, pass over the middle, wide open. Past the 35, past the 40, and down to the 43. It's Isaac Tesla on the reception. And the Lions finally have a big chunk play to their name today. Oh, yeah, I'm a SpongeBob fan as well. It's just again, I'm not gonna be going to a theater to watch that. I don't care enough about it. Goff under center, back and fullback behind him, gonna hand this off up the middle to Jahmyr Gibbs, and that's a gain of a yard. It'd be like when me and my friends are all on a call together, we make a ton of SpongeBob references every time. It's crazy. Hey, Barry Sanders is on the broadcast. Hell yeah. Goff and shotgun back to his left, two receiving options to each side, 2nd and 9 from their own 43. Goff gonna look to throw. Quick pass left side is batted away at the line and incomplete. Going towards Jameson Williams is Harrison Smith on the pass breakup. Yeah, it's up there. I also don't watch a lot of shows, but yeah, it's up there for me. It's just an internet. It's a staple of television. So like I kind of have to like have some interest in it. Goff shotgun back to his left, three receivers to the right, 3rd and 9. Play clock winding down. Need to get the snap off, and they do. Goff looking to throw. Pressure coming. Pass left side. Going to be caught for a first pass to 45 and down to the 44. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. All right, the Lions are past midfield. Finally. Right, this is the first time today they're past midfield. No, they got past midfield on the opening drive, but a penalty pushed them back. Yeah. Maybe that was barely past midfield. Might as well be the first time they're past midfield. Goff toss right side for Jahmyr Gibbs. Can get inside the 40 and breaking some tackles to get down to the 35. 8:10 to play in the first half. I like the score. I like the score bug. The score bug. I actually mentioned in the first stream like a few years down the line when I need like when I eventually need an idea for the broadcast stuff, I'll probably gonna end up using it as a reference. Goff handoff up the middle, and that's gonna be enough for a first. Breaks his way to about the 30. The Commanders had 8 standalone games this year. They lost all of them. Yeah, Sunday night has a good scoreboard, has a good score bug as well. Goff shotgun back to his left, three receivers to the right, 7 minutes to play in the first half. Goff looking to throw. Has time, pass right side, gonna be off the mark and incomplete. Threw it in between two receivers. So 2nd and 10 coming up. Yeah, so the Super Bowl will unveil it, and every year the idea is to shift it up. Golf play action, looking to throw, pass back left side, caught by St. Brown, and going to lose about 5. Yeah, so I've been beginning the process of making new stuff for next year, both UFL and NFL. Yeah, because because that's done for a reason. You don't want things to get too stale with what you do. And unlike the actual broadcast networks, as Goff rolls to his right, looking to throw on 3rd and 15, breaks off one sack, lofter right side, going to be caught inside the 15 and down to the 12 for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like what the actual broadcast networks do is every time they get the Super Bowl is when they change up their scoreboards, but they get it once every 4 years or so. So they can let theirs ride. And also because like they don't really like they gotta get a ton of games, but they get that one big game to truly unveil it. With doing the streams, you call a ton of games. You do the Super Bowl every year, so yeah, you unveil it then, go from there. Goff gonna hand this off right side. It can be a gain of about 2 for Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, talking about Barry Sanders' kids. One of it is a running back at Toledo. That's gonna be interesting. As well, Penei Sewell was slow. Penei Sewell slow to get up after that play. Hope he's nothing too severe. That's gonna be a tough blow for this Lions O line for a sec. I would not be opposed to a Bears Jaguars Super Bowl. I think that could be entertaining. Yeah, with Sewell being down, it's a tough blow for this Lions offensive line. And we're gonna head to a commercial break. Oh yeah, telling someone that week one, you probably can get side-eyed a bit. But that's the nature of pretty much any sports league. There's always there's always a few teams that come out of nowhere every year. Because you need something to catapult you into a contention window. And that's never like a guarantee to happen, so it's always gonna be a surprise. Yep, at commercial break. Got about a minute remaining in this commercial break. Yeah, the Spurs have beat the Thunder for 3 times in the past 2 weeks. The Thunder have now lost 4 of their last 6. And 3 of those were to the Spurs. Crazy. Oh, but the Spurs might go on a run. Yep, at commercial break. 15 seconds remain. All right, just getting back from commercial break. Here's a replay of the Penei Sewell injury. And yeah, he got rolled up on. Goff handoff up the middle for Jahmyr Gibbs. Going to be a gain of about a yard. Yeah. I mean, it depends on how the Vikings offense looks after this Lions drive. Because if the Lions can't punch it in, but the Vikings offense still can't do much, then it's just a matter of time before the Lions really hit into a next gear. So why is the lettering for the Vikings jersey the same color as the actual whatever? Goff and shotgun back to his right, 3 receiving options to the left, play clock winding down. To get the snap off in time, Goff looking to throw, pass over the middle, gonna be caught, and that St. Brown gonna be close. We'll see on the spot. Needs the 2-yard line, I'm not sure. Yep, he's gonna be marked short. There's a 4th and inches coming up. I have my New York Guardians jersey on from the XFL 2.0 back in 2020. As again, we're nearing the end of we're nearing the start of the UFL season, so I'm gonna be wearing this for games I don't have a jersey for, just as a way to signify that. Goff under center, 4th and inches. Tight end in motion, right to left. Goff gonna hand this off, and now there's a stoppage. A timeout's gonna be called. Or what? I'm excited as well to see the new teams. Anthony Beck is going to be the head coach over in Orlando. He has done a great job in St. Louis. I'm excited to see what he does in Orlando. And then same with Ted Ginn over in Columbus. Columbus needs to hit the ground running. There is a lot of pressure in Columbus this year and in the next like 2 years or so to be a good team and to really capture a fan base. There was a lot of pressure in Columbus. I think they'll be able to. I'm very curious about how Ted Ginn is as a coach. Because he is his first time being a coach at any level. We don't really have a reference point for him. So it can be a big year. Yeah, same with Adrian McCarron. And there's also a lot of pressure on Adrian McCarron because Birmingham has been a consistently championship contending team. And now he's gonna be coaching guys he was just playing against 2 years ago. It's gonna be interesting. All right, so still 4th and 1. Goff under center, back and fullback behind him. Goff, handoff right side for David Montgomery, and he's gonna get the first, I think. The spot will give him the 2-yard line exactly. That should be enough for the first. No, St. Louis did not fold. The UFL is just going for just shifting focus to a more regional approach in terms of building coaching staffs. And Anthony Beck has more ties to Florida and to Orlando because he played for Tampa. And so he's now the coach there. And they're going to be looking for someone with ties to St. Louis to be their coach. The current rumor is Jim Haslett, who coached the Rams during their tank years up until they got Sam Bradford and like the tail end of the Mark Bolger era. He was also the defensive coordinator in St. Louis for a while, so that's an option. It wouldn't be a bad option because St. Louis is another one of those type of teams where they need to have instant success because that is the money market. They parted ways last offseason. Anthony Beck, the St. Louis Battlehawks, and Andrew McCarron parted ways before this past 2025 season. And at that point, when you're as old as McCarron is, that's probably going to be you're probably not going to get another NFL job, and he didn't want to play for anywhere else in the UFL because also like Birmingham did not need a quarterback at that time. So now he's going to be a coach. And I think he can be a solid coach. I'm just curious of what his style is going to be. He's an offensive minded guy, but like exactly how is he gonna want to build his roster? How is he gonna want to build his coaching staff? Orlando's coach is Anthony Beck. He was the head coach over in St. Louis the past few years. He did a great job in St. Louis. Really built that team well. Just never really could get over the hump. So hopefully he'll be able to do it in Orlando. Yeah, I think his record in the UFL the past and also the XFL before the merger was like 22-9 over like 3-year span. So yeah, he was a damn good coach for them. Yep, at commercial break as the Vikings are challenging the spot of the ball. We don't know roster wise just yet. They're gonna the current leak based off of some people getting access to leak documents is that sometime in the new year in January they're gonna do kind of like a fantasy draft. They're going to assign quarterbacks to some teams, and then they're gonna draft the rest. So we don't know we won't know rosters till we get closer till the start of the season. The Vikings are gonna lose that challenge, so first and goal from the 2 is a handoff up the middle for David Montgomery that will lose about a yard. Yeah, we currently don't know actual roster construction. We only truly know 4 head coaches. Shannon Harris is returning to be the head coach in DC after leading them to a UFL championship last year as an interim head coach. So the fact that he's coming back is great. And then we know Ted Ginn, Adrian McCarron, and Anthony Beck. We don't know the coaches in Dallas, Houston, Louisville, or Dallas, Houston, Louisville. Who's the other one? Where am I? St. Louis. All right, 2-minute warning. We're at the 2-minute warning into a commercial break. Yeah, it's like they're just. I could see Justin Fields going to the UFL. I've been saying Trey Lance should have gone to the UFL for a while now. Yeah, and then that's the thing. That's a great thing with that league is you get those older teams. So it's the Arlington Renegades are now being called the Dallas Renegades as a way to kind of just try and capture more of that market. But I think they're playing near Fort Worth. Might be off on that, but yeah. I got a minute left in this commercial break. Probably. I don't know. But again, the location name for a team and actual location of play does not matter. Again, we have the Washington Commanders, who are supposed to be for Washington D.C., playing Landover, Maryland. The Buffalo Bills playing Orchard Park. The New York Jets and Giants play in New Jersey. The location name doesn't matter. It's just a way to try and capture more of a market by connecting to a location. As long as you're roughly within that area, it's fine. So the Dallas Renegades are going to be playing at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. They used to play at Choctaw, but they're going to be over in Frisco now. As the UFL is also trying to get relatively smaller stadiums to make it so that the product looks better on TV. I doubt Memphis will ever come back. Because one, they don't have a stadium that they would want to utilize, at least not yet, because they don't want to utilize a proper college or NFL stadium. And two, the Memphis market just isn't there in the spring. They were given chances. They weren't really given a quality team, but they were given chances and just no one showed up. Michigan will 100% will. That'll be the first place they go back to. They pretty much have semi-confirmed that already. Goff under center, back behind them. 2nd and goal. Play action looking to throw. Goff, pass, left side. Off the mark and incomplete. Had an open Giovanni Ricci, but just couldn't connect. A year or two, probably in 2 years, they'll expand. The only reason Michigan does not have a team for next season is because the MLS stadium they are building in Michigan is not finished yet. But once that's done, Michigan will get a UFL team again. And that should be done by either 27 or 28. Goff under center, handoff up the middle on 3rd and goal is stuffed. A loss of a yard for David Montgomery and his 4th and goal coming up. But yeah, the UFL is going to expand in the next year or two, assuming that next year goes well. I think Portland has a great chance of getting a team now because they're using a lot of MLS stadiums. So they're going to try and use the Portland Timbers Stadium. Portland seems like a lock. Michigan will get a team again at some point. I could see an Oakland or San Diego getting the team and trying to get similar success to what they found in St. Louis. I could see an Omaha or a Tulsa getting the team, but you wouldn't give both a team. You give one of the other. As the Lions call their first timeout, they're not going to get the 4th and goal snap off in time. There's a minute 10 remaining in the first half. I see this year going good enough, yeah. Mainly because I see attendance being a lot better, and that's what they're really trying to capitalize with by making the smaller stadiums. I think by getting to the smaller stadiums and making attendance look better on TV, more people will be willing to watch through an entire game, and thus you'll be able to get more people into the league. That was one of the issues last year, is because a lot of teams were playing in bigger stadiums. You weren't able, like, most of the teams, most of the games look terrible. Like, pull up any Memphis game from the past 2 years. That stadium is empty and it does not look good. Goff and shotgun, 4th and goal. Looking to throw, pass, back of the end zone is caught. Isaac Tesla, touchdown Detroit. The Lions are an extra point away from tying this game, and Tesla is slow to get up afterwards. A great catch going up for it, but comes down hard on his back. That's a great catch from Tesla. And yeah, he comes down hard on his back. He probably just got the wind knocked out of him or something. Hopefully, at least. That's a great catch. I would like to see Omaha get a team. I think that they could. I think that market could definitely go well with it. I also think now we could see Kansas City getting the team with the Chiefs, and obviously not anytime soon. But down the line, I could see Kansas City getting the team since the Chiefs are leaving. You put a team in Arrowhead, people are gonna show up. Similar to how they put a team in the Edward James Dome, people showed up in St. Louis. And plus, you get that good rivalry building again. Extra point is up, and it is good. This game is tied with a minute 5 to play in the half. They wouldn't get Peyton Manning. He has no ties to Omaha, besides just the audible. If they're going to put a team in Omaha, I could see Scott Frost being reached out to be the coach. I'm not sure if he would take it, but I could see him being an option. I could see Ndamukong Suh being an option. I could even see like a Will Campbell. I doubt that's there, but I could see it being like rumored. He wouldn't be playing any games. Yeah, I didn't know that. Elf is one of my favorite Christmas movies. I know. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, but for a head coach, offensive linemen can be head coaches. I also know Will Campbell is the linebacker from the Bussin' with the Boys. The lineman is Taylor Lewan. No, not Will Compton. I mean, kickoff gonna be down in the end zone for a touchback. Yeah, I meant Will Compton. He played in Nebraska. Was a linebacker. He could be an option. He's definitely old enough to be a coach. One, he's old enough to be a coach. No, he was And Ndamukong Suh was drafted back in 2011 or 2012, maybe even sooner or later. He retired like in 2023. He's old enough to be a coach. Also, that's not how you spell Ndamukong Suh. I don't blame you because his name is tough to spell, but yeah, that's not how you spell it. Brosmer looking to throw in first and 10. Pressure coming, pass right side, going to be out of bounds and incomplete. Yeah, no, now Will Compton. I mean, that was a penalty down as well. It's illegal contact against the Lions, so 5 yards and automatic first down. I think they're going to use Louisville to capture the Memphis market, but I think that they're going to have a great attendance. Brosmer pass right side can be caught by Aaron Jones for a gain of about 3 or 4. I see Louisville working completely. They've been asking for a professional team for years. They're so ready to rally behind them. Rosemer looking to throw in 2nd and 6. Pressure coming and sacked. Back at the 34. And the Vikings will call their final timeout. I see Louisville and Columbus working well. Orlando is the one I'm a bit up in the air about. Yeah, but that's because University of Kentucky is a basketball school. They're not really a football school. And again, the key thing with any market for a spring football league like the UFL is you need to have quality teams. So if they get a quality team in Louisville and make a good first impression, yeah, they're gonna have great success. Oh, and no one cares about the Louisville Cardinals. The entire state of Kentucky mainly pulls for University of Kentucky. For as much as I like the Louisville Cardinals and their branding and all that, yeah, no, they're not they're not like a massive player. Pass over the middle can be caught by Aaron Jones, gets up to about the 44 before being brought down short of the line to gain. And Jones is still to get it up now. The 4th and about 5 coming up. Yeah, it's a hip drop tackle that Jones got brought down by. He got folded off of it. So 26 seconds to play in the half. I think Louisville can support a team. Especially with it being a professional team, it's different than it being a college team. Because a college team you know is going to be there next year constantly. For a team like the current Louisville Kings, they've been calling for a professional team for so long. They're going to support it. Yeah, it would be a great pipeline. That's the thing with a lot of the leagues. They're great pipelines. I'm just curious on who they're gonna find as a head coach for Louisville. There's not many options out there. And so the Vikings set to send this one down. Punt comes off clean. And the Lions put no one back there. This is gonna bounce into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions were full focused on trying to block that punt. And it did not work. No, they wouldn't be poaching like that. They're gonna be looking for like a properly available options. But again, like, but it's like who's notable that went to like Oh my God, they're gonna get Teddy Bridgewater, aren't they? They're gonna get Teddy Bridgewater to be the head coach of the Louisville Kings, aren't they? That's the that's the obvious answer. He did a great job coaching at what was it, Northwestern High School in Miami. Might be off on that. But he did a great job coaching there. He led him to states multiple times. He has experience. He went to that's the option. Holy shit. Goff in shotgun, back to his left, looking to throw in first and 10. Pressure coming, and Goff is sacked. And that will take us to halftime. One half of play in the books. This game is tied up at 7. The Lions get ball to begin the second half as well. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater is the answer for the head coach of Louisville. It has to be. If they pick anyone else, they're stupid. Yeah, no, it's Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, Miami Northwestern. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater is who they should get as the head coach of the Louisville Kings. Now for the other option. Those I'm not too sure about. But again, like Dallas and Houston has such a wide variety of options, it doesn't really matter. And it will leave St. Louis, but it seems like they have the guy already. Yep, we're at halftime. I'll quickly be right back. All right, I am back at halftime. The Vikings have 36 yards of offense. Holy shit, this game's gonna. How do you have 36 yards of offense in one half of play? What are okay. All right, Snoop. Let's do this halftime show. And this game, the fact this game is tied and that's the case is insane. Louisville is Teddy Bridgewater. St. Louis. I'm not sure for St. Louis. Maybe you go probably Jim Haslett's the guy because you want a defensive minded coach over there. So maybe him. Dallas. Did you get Emmett Smith? Maybe. Houston, you should get Eddie George if he's willing to leave, and wherever school he's at. There's no like dedicated GMs. It seems. Yeah, yeah, and Minnesota was winning for the majority of that half as well. Crazy. Yeah, there's no like dedicated new GMs with how they're handling it. With how they're handling it, it seems it's weird. We'll see how it works, but time will tell. I still think one of the bigger issues with the league is that the entire like, all 8 teams is under one like ownership group, where the better way of handling it would be to get 8 or I'll use a Survivor 50 commercial, T fuck. But the better way of handling it would be trying to find eight or so people that have been wanting to get into professional sports, but just haven't had a way in. You get them to at least buy in a little bit to the league, have them be the owners of the respective teams, and then get a GM, get head coaches and staffs, and have proper free agency, have a proper draft class, proper contract links. Find a way to deal with that. I think eventually they're going to have to do that, but for the time being, it part of the reason why the league's in a rough spot is because you have pretty much one majority owner of all 8 teams. So it's putting a lot on one guy's plate. Yep, at commercial break. Here comes the Snoop Dogg halftime show. How is this gonna work? Why is Snoop Dogg the halftime performer at Minnesota? That's right. They're going all out with how the stage looks. I have to give them that. This is great. Uh, this is. Uh, yo, what is the? He got a sled car or is that a sleigh car out there? This is great. What is happening? The Snoop Dogg halftime show. This is great. Hey, it's a good show. It doesn't make it the mindset doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm here for it. It's working. It also helps that like Snoop Dogg is a good rapper. Yep. Oh, and they got the K-pop Demon Hunters out here as well. Sure, fuck it, why not? Merry Christmas. They're not, and they're doing the face of Christmas. Oh, they're nailing this. Hold on. This is great. This is perfect. This fits a Netflix Christmas halftime show perfectly. It's a game being 7-7 at the half, followed up by Snoop Dogg and the K-pop Demon Hunters being the halftime show. This is peak 1980. This is peak 1980s bullshit, and I love it. This is like me. Obviously not exactly, but I could totally see something like this happening in the late 70s and the 80s when they were just trying everything in terms of entertainment during football games. Some of like the mascots you'll see during that time, and some of like the halftime performances and stuff. This is exactly like this. Yeah, this game is 1984. Yeah, no, they're killing it with this. I love that. They have one of the drummers. You know how he has his left stick constantly tapping, and for the other one, he's just throwing drumsticks. Yeah, this is a season of like this is a season like that, and it's great. This is a great way to cap it off. What? Okay, this is this is a fever dream. It's up there. It's definitely up there with some of the top halftime shows. This has been incredible. All right, that was really good. They nailed it with that. Oh, it's still good. Okay. I don't think the Chiefs game is doing a halftime show because the Commanders game didn't either. So I don't believe they're doing one. And plus, that's just standard Thursday night football. It's not like technically it's like a specialized Christmas game like this one is.
Um, Not fully sure based off of what time it is now and the fact that we're still not seemingly done with the halftime show. The answer is most likely not. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe the second half gets done in like an hour. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, you can only space out games so much before there's no way of doing it. I mean, like maybe they could have made, maybe they could have made the Commanders Cowboys game start at noon, and so with this one starts at 4. But at that point, you're competing with the NBA, which is not the greatest of ideas. By making a staggered start time with the NBA, it's gonna set in stone, okay, who's watching the NBA game and who's watching the NFL game. Instead of people trying to go back and forth. You're still gonna have those people going back and forth, but it's a lot less. All right. At a commercial break, the halftime show's done. Kickoff, second half kickoff will be on the way here soon, I imagine. I doubt we go to another halftime segment with Brandon Marshall and Manti Te'o and all of them after that. Yes, yeah, he definitely gets another chance. One, because they're still very well might win that division this year. Two, they got plagued with injuries all throughout the season to very key people, to very key players on that offense. They're gonna he's gonna be given another chance. Firing him would not be a smart move right now. Yeah, that game might be interesting. I have no idea. I got no expectations for Broncos Chiefs. A little more Netflix specific stuff. 15 seconds in this commercial break. All right, just getting back from commercial break. The second half should be on the way here soon, I would imagine. Yep, second half can be on the way here soon. Lions get ball to begin the second half. Looking to take the lead for the first time. Drew Brees has been doing a really good job in the broadcasting booth today. Yep. So, waiting for the second half kickoff. Saturday is still guaranteed. Texans Chargers. I won't know about Ravens Packers until that game starts, basically. Because I'm gonna hopefully be able to use other. Hopefully be able to get something going with that. The issue is that it's a Peacock exclusive, and that's weird. I don't know why. It should be, but I don't have my iPad with me, and that's where I would be watching it from if I was using NFL Plus. And I'm not gonna be watching that game on my phone. Kickoff underway. Going to be returned beginning from the 1, spaced out past the 20, 25, past the 30, and down to the 33. I think it's just still back in the college setup. I don't really use the iPad that much like I did my first year in college. So like I haven't really been having needing it. So I think I left it up there. Goff under center, back behind him through 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna hand this off left side for Jahmyr Gibbs. That's a gain of about a yard. That's part of the issue is I don't have Peacock. And I don't feel like getting Peacock. So the way I would go about it, watching that game, I don't know how well it will hold up while being live. That's the case where like I'll be live for like probably the first 5 minutes of the game, and by that point I'll have a better idea if it will work properly. It should, but that's something I won't know until we test it out. I have means. Off in shotgun, looking to throw in 2nd and 10. Pass right side, going to be caught past the 35, and as Amon-Ra St. Brown past the 40 and diving forward to the 43. No. I appreciate the offer, T Fox, but no. It's not that's not worth it. Peacock as a whole isn't really worth it for me. Netflix is better. I'm only really have Netflix because it's a family account. Like otherwise I don't use Netflix. Streaming services I don't buy into really. Goff under center, back behind him, 3 receiving options to the right. Man in motion right to left. Goff gonna hand this off up the middle for David Montgomery, and that's a gain of about 2 or 3. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if I can get a free trial for it and just make sure I cancel it right after the stream if I need to. I mean, yeah, if that would be the other means. Goff under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Gonna hand this off up the middle, and that's David Montgomery with space to about midfield before being stood up. That's crazy, man. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, what I would use Peacock to watch. Is SpongeBob even on Peacock? No, that's Paramount Plus. Yeah, like that. There's too many streaming services. Goff and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Play clock winding down. To get the snap off in time, Goff handoff up the middle, and the fight forward gonna be short. I keep up with wrestling. I don't like actively. I'm not someone that's like I need to watch it live. I don't care enough about it like that. But I keep up with it. All right, 4th and 1. They're gonna keep the offense on the field. Goff under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. And there's movement before the snap. A false start against Detroit. Thursday Night Football is free via Twitch. They Amazon Prime Video's Twitch account goes live with Thursday Night Football, so I watch it through there. Because if Peacock doesn't have a lot that I really care about on that service, Amazon Prime sure as hell don't. Alright, so because of the false start and it being 4th and 6, the Lions will punt this one away. Punt comes off clean and fair caught at the 14. And we're gonna head to a commercial break before we see Max Brosmer for the first time tonight, or first time in the second half. We might have Paramount. I don't know if we have Paramount or not. Either way, I don't use it if we do. But again, like I'm not someone who likes to sit down and watch shows that often. I don't really find that interesting. So like I don't like there's not a lot of shows I want to watch. But like for like I spend most of my time watching football, watching highlights, watching other sports, and just doing other shit. And like YouTube mainly is like how I get like my fixing for like a show type. Yeah. Bro, some of these reindeer analytical memes is great. Dasher's EPA per delivery is the lowest in the league. And 50 seconds remain in his commercial break. It is estimated probability at. It's a way to just be like, in this play, how much win probability did it add to their team? All right, just coming back from commercial break. 11 minutes to play in the third quarter. Vikings get the ball for the first time in the second half. Hey, Chris Carter is on the broadcast. All right, Brosmer under center. Tossed right side for Aaron Jones. Has no space, can be brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Maybe gets a yard. All right, so Brosmer in shotgun, back to his right, 3 receivers to the left. Going to look to throw. Pass left side is high and incomplete. The JJ McCarthy has not played enough in the NFL for me to really be like, you should completely move on from him. But the other side of it is he hasn't played a lot because he's been injured a ton already, and we're 2 years into his career. He missed all of last year due to injury. He missed parts of early this year due to injury. He's missing today due to injury. I think if you go like a mid to late round quarterback just to provide some competition, it wouldn't hurt. And then you kind of go from there. Similar to how Washington drafted both RG3 and Kirk Cousins. Brosmer pass left side going to be caught for a gain of about 6. Not enough for the first. It's a 4th and 3. Or how like Cleveland just did Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders. Like you definitely want to bring in competition for McCarthy. If the Raiders lose on Sunday they get Mendoza. If the Giants lose, the Jets get him. That's how I'm viewing Sunday's game. Punt comes off clean on 4th and 3. Going to be returned beginning from the 32. Base pass to 35, breaks off 1 tackle and gets brought down near the 37. Yeah, the Giants would be able to trade that pick and get a lot out of it. Like I could see the Jets moving 2 firsts this year and a first next year to get to go up against Mendoza if they need to. And that would set up the Jets still nicely because they're still gonna have another first this year and one next year to be able to build around Mendoza. And the Giants will have 2 firsts this year and 2 firsts next year. Still a pretty high valuable first round pick in the top 10 to build around Jackson Dart. Goff under center, 3 receiving options to the right. 1st and 10 from their own 36. Gonna toss this right side for Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's going to maybe get a yard. Yeah, I mean, so it would be a first this year, a first next year in Breece Hall. I don't think that would be enough. I think you have to throw in another like day 2 pick, maybe like day 2, maybe early day 3 pick for that to work. But yeah, it could work. I could see Breece Hall doing good in New York. Plus, he won't have to move. All right, Goff and shotgun, back to his left. 2 receivers to each side. 2nd and 9. Goff looking to throw. Pressure comes quick and sacked at the 28. Yeah, at the 28-yard line. So a 3rd and 18 coming up. Yeah, it would be similar to that. The only issue would be injuries with that duo. And also, you're going to have to pay Breece Hall soon when you can definitely get someone relatively equal to Breece Hall in like day 2 and day 3 of the draft. It's pretty easy to find good quality running backs. A lot of them fall through the cracks. I mean, they got Scatterby in like the 3rd, 4th round. Goff and shotgun, looking to throw in 3rd and 18. Pressure comes. Goff pass left side is intercepted. Picked off and being returned past the 45 and out of bounds. The 3rd turnover of the game for this Vikings defense. Oh, and they're gonna the fantasy points, man. The fantasy points. I'm gonna get cooked because of Vikings defense. Byron Murphy gets the interception. Vikings defense is going crazy and I hate it. The Raiders are not trading either Bowers or Genti. no, the Raiders are not trading either of those. Those are your two. Those are your two key corner piece. Those are your two cornerstone pieces of your offense to be able to build around whoever you draft this year at quarterback. Yeah, Genty and Scott would be amazing. It's not happening. Genty and Bowers are not getting traded. So those are your two. Those are your two cornerstone pieces to build around a Fernando Mendoza, a Dante Moore, whoever you draft this year. Those two are your future. Yeah, but you have to pay. You're gonna have to pay Brees Hall soon, and that's probably gonna be a big one. There 20 seconds left in this commercial break. Yeah, you definitely need a second running back. Tyrone Tracy has been solid for them, but I don't think that's enough to be like a true second running back. So you definitely need a second. It's just you don't want to give up too much in a trade for a running back when there's guys available that will accomplish the same thing. Like Jeremiah Love's available. If the Giants trade back with the Jets, they probably get Jeremiah Love. Rosmer looking to throw in first and 10, gonna step up and take it himself, diving forward for about 4 or 5. I mean, honestly, if the Giants pair Scatterby with Jeremiah Love, that is your grade 1-2 combo you need. Holden against the Lions is the call. Can attack on 5 to the end of that one. First down still. Yeah. So if you trade back with the Jets, and let's say the Jets are currently at 4. If you trade back with the Jets, you could probably get Jeremiah Love at 4. Rosmer handoff up the middle for Aaron Jones, gonna get past midfield to the 49. You could probably get him at 4. If you need to, you can trade up one spot with Cleveland. Love and Scat. Because with Love and Scat, 1 is more realistic. 2, you have to give up less. You give up less getting Love and Scat. Hell, if I'm the Giants, if the Giants want to, they can go first overall with Jeremiah Love, and I would understand it. Rosmer pass left side, going to be enough for the first, as it's a gain of 7. Josh Oliver on the reception. Well, I also don't think running back is obviously that massive of a need for the Giants. They have more pressing issues there. But if you can get say Jeremiah Love and some like with the picks you get from the Jets, if you trade up with one of those to get back into the top 10 and you get yourselves 2 top 10 picks, you're chilling. Rosmer handoff up the middle for Aaron Jones, gonna get to about the 36. With what the Jets' other first round pick this year is at 18. If you use pick 18 and plus the other pick you get from the Jets, you trade up to get to number 7. Well, the Jets have 5 first-round picks over the next 2 years, so they have stuff to trade. Rosmer handoff up the middle for Aaron Jones going to be enough for the first. He gets to about the 31. Like, yeah, the Jets have picks to trade. The Raiders don't. That's why it's more important for the Raiders to lose on Sunday. Maybe you would want a player, but I think if you get 3 first-round picks, that is just as good. Because like if you were trading a player and getting a player back, I could understand that. But you're trading potentially the first overall pick. And in years past, we've seen the first overall pick used not for players, but for a ton of draft capital. I mean, yeah, like the Bears use it to get DJ Moore on top of everything, but that's a different reason. Maybe if they really want to jump Cleveland like that. Rosmer handoff up the middle is going to get to about the 30. But I think if the Jets can't get the first overall pick, they're fine sitting pat at either like the 4th or 5th overall pick. I don't think they would need to trade back that much. Or trade up at that point. Because you would want to trade up to jump Las Vegas. Because Las Vegas, in terms of teams drafted in the top 5, Las Vegas and the Jets are the only 2 teams in that top 5 that would go quarterback. Rosmer looking to throw in first, 2nd and 9, trying to step up and will be brought down at about the line of scrimmage. So a 3rd and 9 coming up. Maybe another team trades with Cleveland. I kind of doubt that though. Because I think Cleveland would want to use that pick to just build their team up. I think the Jets would be fine at number 4 and be able to get Dante Moore. Rosmer looking to throw in 3rd and 8. Pressure coming and sacked at the 34-yard line. Roy Lopez on the sack. And Roy Lopez got the initial pressure there. So it's a 4th and 13. So out comes Will Reichert in his field goal unit, a 52-yard kick. It is up, and it is good. The Vikings retake the lead. Up by 3 with 3:03 to play in the 3rd. Jets. The Jets would be pretty much like the only team that would be willing to trade, that would have the capital to trade up for the first overall pick. Because if you're going to trade up for the first overall pick, you need to give up a lot. So the Jets would be the team with the capital, and maybe you include Breece Hall in that. Maybe it is Breece Hall in 3 first. Who knows? I doubt it would be. But the Jets do. The Jets have the most capital to be able to make a move. You wouldn't want all 3 of those because there's not enough touches to go around. You wouldn't really want a 3-headed back, like a 300 a 3-headed room like that. plus being a passing offense like the Giants have been. Now, if the Giants were, very ground focused and we were back in like the 70s, and yeah, you have a three-headed tandem like that, you're one of the best teams in the league. But it wouldn't quite work like that in the modern NFL. Or at least not with like how most teams are being built. And again, the Raiders might be, a poorly ran organization. They're not dumb enough to be trading Ashton Genty entering his second year in the league. And especially not just for the first overall pick. If they were going to trade Genty, it would be for a haul of draft picks. It would be for a lot of capital. It would be maybe not exactly, but it would be similar to what the Giants are going to get for the first overall pick if they get it. Like Genty's value is insanely high. It's not just first overall pick. It's picks and more. All right, just coming back from commercial break. Kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning from the goal line. Base out past the 20, past the 25, and down to about the 30. All right. The Giants would be one of the dumbest organizations if they take Mendoza. It would be one of the dumbest moves they could make. They draft Mendoza. They're like Joe Shane or whoever the GM is fired that night. Goff under center. Play action looking to throw. Pass over the middle is intercepted again. Harrison Smith gets the interception. Jared Goff, what are you doing? Looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Back-to-back pass attempts are picked off. It's Harrison Smith. And the Lions' playoff hopes are slipping away with each and every mistake, as are my fantasy championship chances. What are we doing, Goff? What are we doing, Goff? Come on. I mean, on the upside, Jake Bates is getting like nothing. Neither is Amon-Ra St. Brown, so it's kind of a double-edged sword here. But come on. Rosmer under center, going to play action and look to throw. Rolling left, buying time, pass left side, going to be incomplete. A bit high, looking for Jordan Addison. I mean, I'm still projected to win. Because my opponent also had Jake Ferguson going, who underperformed. Amon-Ra St. Brown is currently underperforming because of Goff throwing 2 interceptions and fumbling once. And Jake Bates is also underperforming because he's had one extra point. Like I'm still like set up to win, but I'm gonna need Goff to lock in a bit towards Jameson Williams. Vikings go Wildcat. Keeping it a keeper right side, gonna get past the 40 to the 38. It's Ty Chandler in Wildcat. That's not the pick to give Dart competition. You don't draft someone first overall to be a competition, to be a QB battle quarterback. You draft someone first overall to be the face of the franchise. If you want to give Dart competition, draft someone in the 3rd or 4th round. That's when you give him competition, not first overall. Rosmer looking to throw in 3rd and 6. Rolling right. They're going to throw this one away incomplete. What do you mean with what happened with Saquon? What happened with Saquon was just the Giants being dumb. They should have extended Saquon and gave the franchise tag to Daniel Jones. They did the order wrong of that situation. All right, so a 56-yard kick from Will Reichard. It is up. And the Vikings have a 6-point lead with a minute 57 to play in the third as they went 3 and out. Yep, at commercial break. So with Penix is they signed Kirk Cousins and then drafted Penix 9th overall. That's different than drafting someone first round 1 year and the very next year drafting someone first overall. Because with drafting Penix when they did, they had the mindset of him sitting behind Kirk Cousins for a year before becoming the starter. With having Dart and Mendoza, both of those are starting. Like Dart, there should be no case of Dart being a mentor to Mendoza for Mendoza to start in 2027, or even like the other way. You can't do the other way around either. So like that mindset doesn't work the same way with the Giants. Now, if they were to go out and sign a quarterback to be a mentor to Jackson Dart, then that's different. But still, Jackson Dart is their starter next year. They're not, they're poorly ran as an organization. They're not that dumb. They're not that. I mean, I could see them taking someone else first overall, and not taking the capital. I could see them taking taking a position of need, but it would be dumb. That's also assuming the Giants even get the first overall pick. Merry Christmas. You have not really missed anything in this game. Besides Jared Goff having 3 turnovers and playing terribly. A minute 57 to play in the third. Kickoff underway, going to be returned beginning from the 4. Phase up past the 20, 25, past the 30, and down to the 34. That is completely fair. This game has not been much. Yep, 1st and 10 from the 34. 4 turnovers in the game for the first time since November 10th of last year for the Lions. Yeah. Goff under center, back and fullback behind him. Handoff left side, going to be Jahmyr Gibbs for a gain of about 4. All 13 of the Vikings points have came off of turnovers. Their offense is literally not moving the ball down the field. I mean, it depends how that would go down, but that wouldn't really be them being stupid. That would be Justin Jefferson demanding out, and the Vikings offering it to him. If Jettis wants to be traded, they might not have a choice. Goff handoff up the middle, gonna get about 2 for Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, if Justin Jefferson does not request for a trade and they still trade him, then yes, that would be stupid. But if he requests a trade, the Vikings legit might not have a choice besides trading him. All right, 3rd and 4. Goff in shotgun, back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Play clock winding down. Goff looking to throw. Vikings send pressure. Pass left side, going to be caught for the first. Out of bounds near the 47 is Amon-Ra St. Brown on the reception. I don't think he requests a trade. I think what's gonna happen is, or maybe it has already happened, but I think they're gonna have a discussion with Justin Jefferson and be like, here is our 3-year plan to get back to being a competitive team like we were last year. And if Justin Jefferson doesn't approve of that, then he will request. But most likely, he's going to be like, okay, I see the idea. I'm gonna let this ride for at least one more season and see if you get on that correct path. As the 3rd quarter has just wrapped up, 15 minutes remain in what has been a defensive focused game in Minnesota. The Vikings lead by 6, and we head to a commercial break. Yeah, probably. Yep, at commercial break. Okay. I won't know until the time the game actually ends at. Because the 4th quarter might go quick or it might take 40 plus minutes. We'll see. It's hard to predict exactly because there's 15 minutes of game time left. Doesn't mean there's 15 minutes of actual time left. About 15 seconds left in the commercial break. All right, just coming back from commercial break. The 4th quarter underway here soon. Yeah, I can see that being the mindset as well, especially with Brees Hall seemingly wanting out. But I could also see the case where instead of Brees Hall, they will add like a 3rd or 4th because they would want to use Brees Hall to get other capital down the line. We'll see. Goff looking to throw and he gets sandwiched and the ball's loose. The Vikings have it. First play of the quarter. Jared Goff gets sandwiched by Dallas Turner and Andrew Van Ginkel. And it's the 5th turnover of the game for the Lions. Oh my. Yeah, no, the edge gets completely blown up on both sides. And it's Jalen Redmond recovering the fumble, a product of the UFL. This is wow. Rosemer under center, back and fullback behind him. Ball on the line, 40, looking to throw. Pressure coming, pass over the middle, caught by Aaron Jones. He gets a gain of about 6. I don't know how Netflix feels about this. This is ugly by Detroit's end. Holy. There was a holding against the Vikings on that, so we're pushing back 10. And Vikings defense has 21 fantasy points right now. I'm still projected to win purely because both Jake Bates and Amon St. Brown quite literally cannot do anything because they are not on the field. That's the only reason. No, there's no punishment for the loser. It's not a massive league, and we knew we were gonna have people that were not gonna pay attention to it, so we didn't bother. Rosmer fumbles himself trying to pass to the left side. The ball goes behind him, and he falls on it for a loss of 4. What is this game? This game is drunk. The ball just slips. The ball just slips. Crazy. Yeah, 21 points from the Vikings defense. I am in agony. Rosmer and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. Going to look to throw. Rosmer, pressure coming. Pass over the middle is tipped and incomplete. Looking for Aaron Jones on the check down. Put too much into it and too far inside. 3rd and 24 coming up. Yeah, this is a few. You're a few drinks in, and you're a few drinks in at Christmas dinner, and someone just said something you want, and someone just said something, and you are determined to escalate the scenario. All right, Brosmer and shotgun back to his right. 3 receiving options to the left. Brosmer handoff up the middle for Aaron Jones. He gets brought down near midfield. So the Vikings go 3 and out, and they're going to punt. The Vikings fans are booing, and they forced 5 turnovers and they're leading by 6. Vikings fans are booing this offense because they are doing literally nothing offensively. They have 70 yards of offense and lead by 6. What the fuck? They go 3 and out. Punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 10 up gets to about the 16. All the Lions need to do is have a singular drive and in the end zone and to not turn the ball over. All 13 points that the Vikings have tonight are off of turnovers. They have not been able to move the ball. As we're heading to a commercial break. 1000%. This game ends in a QB in a QB-agami. There is no way a quarterback in NFL history has thrown for 41 yards on 8 for 14 passing. While being Max Brosmer has lost more yards by being sacked than he has thrown for. His net total yards on the game is -7, and they lead by 6. Like, what am I watching? That's a Hall of Fame level performance. I don't know what else to explain. The Vikings have 19 carries for 77 yards. Literally, their entire offensive production is from the ground game. Anything they've done through the air has been negated due to sacks. This this game alone might get Brian Flores head coaching opportunities. We got 10 seconds left in this commercial break. See if the Lions can do anything. Into the Hall of Shame. Yeah. Second is good. No, Goff would be first. With how many times Jared Goff has blown games, you do just the yips. Wait, they're doing commercials for Survivor 50, and that comes out in late February? Sure. It's not 5 interceptions. It's just 5 turnovers. He's fumbled twice. Goff toss right side for Jahmyr Gibbs. Going to get to about the 20. Oh, no, he's fumbled once. He's fumbled twice and thrown 2 interceptions. That's Goff's stat line. It's the next one. If the Lions are going to win this game, the Lions are going to win this game. And it's going to be one of the... This game is going to be a video in like 5 years. Gibbs gets the handoff up the middle. Going to be about a yard shy of the first. I would love for Survivor just to go throughout the United States. Like Survivor goes to like the weird. Survivor goes to ULM. Oh yeah, the greatest game is gonna be fantastic on. Goff QB sneak will be enough for the first. Gets 2. Yeah, but Survivor goes to like East. What is it? Because it's the whole like a Mac meme this past year was last a quarter in whatever city name. Yeah, you want to last a quarter in Yipsy. The next season of Survivor, you need to go to Eastern Michigan and watch a college football game. Goff toss right side, but Jahmyr Gibbs is back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. I am not surprised by that. How much in tourist revenue do you think Fiji has made because of Survivor constantly being there? Probably enough to pay the production costs. Actually, that's probably a net return for. Goff and shotgun back to his left, 2 receivers to each side, 2nd and 6, ball on their own 27. Goff handoff right side is gonna lose about 4 for Jahmyr Gibbs. Dallas Turner on a tackle for loss. It's their entire economy. Yeah. It's all the entire Fiji economy is tourists from Survivor and tourists because of the Fiji Water Company. All right, 3rd and 13. Goff and shotgun back to his left. 3 receiving options to the left as well. Ball on their own 24. Goff looking to throw. Pass right side. Going to be caught, but nowhere near enough for the first. Amon-Ra St. Brown gets to the 29-yard line. It's a 4th and 8, and the Lions will punt. $9:15 to play in the game, and this 4th quarter already has been a very solid 12 minutes. The punt comes off clean, and it's a great punt. Going to take a great bounce and be out of bounds near the 1 yard line. What a punt from Jack Fox. A 70-yard punt to completely flip the field. One of the best highlights for this game has been a punt. And we go to commercial break. That quite literally might be the best Lions play of the game. Is a 70-yard punt from Jack Fox to pin Minnesota at the 1. That is a beautiful coffin corner. Absolute beautiful. Yeah, 70 yards is an absolute beautiful of a punt. Hey, Terry Crews. Yep, at commercial break. A minute and a half remains in commercial break. At commercial break. A minute remains in this commercial break. Alright, so Alex Anzalone has been ruled out due to a concussion. Thomas Harper has been ruled out due to a concussion. The Lions are without 2 key defensive players for the rest of this game. Great. That could either mean that this game is going to get even more ridiculous, or that the Vikings offense is finally going to do something. The best part of this game was the Snoop Dogg halftime show, followed up by the 70-yard punt. All right, just getting back from commercial break. Let's see if the Vikings offense can get out of their own end zone. Brosmer under center, back behind him. Ball on their own 1 yard line. Handoff up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of about 3. They get some breathing room, but still going to be pinned deep. $8:35 to play in the game. Brosmer under center, going to hand this off up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of about 2 for Ty Chandler. Now a 3rd and 5 coming up. All right. So 3rd and 5. Brosmer under center, back behind him, 2 receiving options to each side. Play action looking to throw. Pressure coming. Brosmer gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. They're ruling it a fumble. Ruling on the field's incomplete. It'll be 4th and 5. As Max Brosmer's jersey is now broken. Yeah, Brosmer gets drilled as he's releasing that one. It's definitely an incomplete pass. Yeah, there's arm movement there. So the Vikings will punt from their own end zone. Punt comes off clean. Going to be returned beginning from the 35. Has space out past the 40 and down to the 45. Leaf Raymond on the return. 7:12 to play in the game. And can this Lions offense build off of this? That's a 1st and 10. The Lions have had 5. The Lions have had 10 drives today. 5 of them have ended in turnovers. Goff under center, back and fullback behind him. Play action looking to throw. Pass left side can be caught with space. Up past midfield, past the 45, and down to the 41 for David Montgomery. All right. Hey, that gets you something. Gets you 13. And you're now approaching field goal range. So you moved the ball. That's the key thing. You successfully did your job. First and 10. Goff under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. Goff play action looking to throw. Dump off right side, caught by Montgomery. Going to get a gain of about 2 up to the 40. 6:20 to play in the game. Clock continuing to roll. All right, 2nd and 8. Goff under center, back behind him. 2 receiving options to each side. Handoff right side for David Montgomery is going to fight forward past the 35 and down to about the 31. Will be enough for a Lions 1st down. Lions punted. Vikings punted. Lions have now picked up 3 first downs and are on the Minnesota 32, so they're finally moving the ball, it seems. As there is a Vikings slow to get up after that play. It is Theo Jackson who is slow to get up. So with 5:38 to play in the game, we have an injury timeout and seemingly going to get into a commercial break here. No sign yet that they're into a commercial. We'll see. He is up. Getting heading towards the sideline. Yep, so 5:38 to play in the game. No commercial break there. Okay. So 1st and 10. Goff under center, back behind him. Gonna hand this off up the middle for David Montgomery. And that's a gain of about 2. Yep. So 2nd and 8. Goff and shotgun, back to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Pressure comes, pass is tipped and incomplete. Well, it's a close game towards the end, and there's been some exciting action from the Vikings. I think they're still fine with this game. Obviously, they were expecting a bit more of an offensive battle, but when you're dealing with the NFC North, you can never really know. All right, 3rd and 8. 4:47 to play in the game. Goff looking to throw. Pressure coming. Pass is tipped at the line and incomplete. Back-to-back plays. The ball is tipped at the line, and the Lions now. 4th and 8 from the Viking 30. Probably gonna have to pick the field goal here. It's Harrison Smith getting his hand on that one. Yep, they're going to send out the field goal unit. So out comes Jake Bates. A 48-yard field goal from the right hash to put the Lions within 3. Kick is up, and it is right down the middle. It is a 3-point game with 4:39 to play. And we're going to Drew Brees saying that if he was the Vikings on their previous drive, they would have taken a safety to try and win the field position battle a bit more. I get his thinking there. I get his thinking. Be up by 4, you with the better field position, you probably hold them not to a field goal. You probably force a punt or maybe get a turnover. Yeah, I mean, I get it. All right, so the kickoff underway, going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings will begin from the 35. 4:39 to play. So 1st and 10. Rosmer under center, back and fullback behind him. Ball on their own 35. Rosmer handoff right side. It's Aaron Jones going to get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. So 2nd and 10. Four minutes to play in the game. Rosmer under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the left, man in motion left to right. Play clock winding down, and the Vikings will call their first timeout with 3:52 to play in the game. I'm gonna talk this one through as a big time. It was only 2nd down, right? Yeah, big time drive is here for Minnesota. looking to ice this game potentially. Looking to extend their lead. See if they're having in them. Rosmer under center, back behind him. Man in motion left to right. Gonna hand this off right side. There's space for Jordan Addison. Past midfield to 45 to 40, 35 30, 25 20, 15 10, 5. Diving forward. And Jordan Addison is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Finally, a breakaway play in this one. And there's the touchdown graph. I was waiting for it. This is going to be reviewed. He might have stepped out. But as it stands, it's a 60-plus touchdown run for the Vikings. 65 yards out. Jordan Addison takes the jet sweep and goes the distance with it. With that dive. Yeah, he's in. He gets over top the pylon. Now does he step out? He never steps out. About time this game had a big time play. The extra point is up and it is good. 3:43 to play. The Vikings lead by 10. And the playoff hopes for the Lions keeps dwindling more and more. ESPN Analytics gives the Lions a 2% chance to come back in this one. Obviously, we've seen some pretty crazy comebacks so far this season. We'll see if the Lions are one of those teams that can do it. But finally, there's a massive breakaway play in this game. Got up to 20 miles per hour, 21 miles per hour on that run there. That play alone just damn near doubled the Vikings total yard mark for this game. That is by far their best play of the game. And there's a lot of pressure on Detroit. With 3:43 to play, they're probably going to need an onside kick. Unless they can score quick enough. I would not be surprised if they take a commander's route where they get into field goal range before the 2-minute warning. And simply kick the field goal and then use all your timeouts to get the ball back. But there is no way for them to get to negative yards. They're still at negative passing yards, technically. Yeah, the net passing yards is still at negative. Kickoff's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The Lions will be getting from the 35. Be a 5-turnover game for Detroit. Puts them right there on the edge of elimination. Yeah. Brosmer is at -7 net passing yards. Goff and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the right. Play clock winding down. Goff making some adjustments at the line. Goff looking to throw. Stepping up. Pass. Right side. Has a man wide open. Is Jameson Williams. Past the 45 and stood up at the 44. One play and the Lions are moving. They're going to mark him at the 43. Goff and shotgun back to his right. 2 receivers to each side. The Lions going quick. Needing a score before the 2-minute warning ideally. Goff looking to throw. Pressure comes quick. Pass right side is incomplete. Threw it too low. 2nd and 10. 3:11 to play in the game. So 2nd and 10. Goff and shotgun back to his left, 2 receiving options to each side. Goff looking to throw. Vikings send pressure. Pass right side is just too far outside for a dive-in Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it's 3rd and 10. 3:08 to play. That's the exact throw. If it's on target, St. Brown might have 6. Third and 10. Goff and shotgun back to his left. 3 receivers to the left. 3:08 to play. Goff bobbles the snap and falls on it back at the 45. Goff can't get the snap cleanly. And it'll be 4th and long. Vikings think it's their ball. Backwards pass recovered by Minnesota. The 6th turnover of the game for the Lions. Jared Goff can't get the snap. And Andrew Van Ginkel, his 2nd fumble recovery of the game. And the Vikings have the ball. It's technically a bad snap. It's off to the right a little bit. But yeah, that is a snap that Jared Goff should 100% be able to recover. It has been confirmed by New York and by the replay center. Vikings ball with 2:54 to play. Yeah. And now the Lions are really on the brink of elimination. Rosmer under center, back behind him. 3 receiving options to the right. At some point, the Lions defense needs to force a turnover. Hand off up the middle. Gonna get about 2 or 2.5 for Aaron Jones. They also added time back onto the clock there. Now there's still about 3 minutes to play in the game. And the Lions are gonna start calling timeouts. The Lions had 8 turnovers entering this game. They have 6. They have not turned the ball over their past 4 games entering this one. They have 6. The Vikings defense is at 23 fantasy points. What the 6 turnovers tonight. Rosmer under center, back behind him. Hand off up the middle for Aaron Jones. Going to get about 2. The Lions will call their second timeout with 2:57 to play. Third and 5. 2:57 to play. The Lions have 1 timeout remaining. This is probably the most frustrating game the Lions have played in a long while. This game was so easily winnable for Detroit. This was one of the easiest games they have played, but they could not get out of their own way. Rosmer play action looking to throw. Pass left side going to be caught by Justin Jefferson to the 30. Rosmer is officially net passing yard wise at 3. He is positive in terms of net passing yards. Thanks to that great catch from Justin Jefferson, and the Lions call their final timeout. The Lions are actually going to be eliminated. They're not even just the fact the Lions are going to be eliminated. That is insane to me. The Lions got swept by the Vikings this year. After sweeping them last year. Rosmer handoff up the middle, going to get about a yard for Aaron Jones. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Actually, never mind. The Lions have not called their final timeout yet. Okay. The Lions got swept by the Vikings this year. Of this year, out of any year. Yeah. The Lions got swept by the Vikings. I need to see, hold on. So 6 turnovers tonight. In this first meeting against the Vikings. What was it looking like? So 7 total turnovers the Lions have had against the Vikings this season. They had 1 in that first meeting. But I mean, like, the Vikings have just simply had the Lions numbered this year. Where was this last year for the Vikings? What? Where was any of this defense last year for these games? If the Vikings would have won the division last year, they could have easily gone on a run. The NFL is beautiful because you have random shit like this happening. With the Lions getting swept by the Vikings and eliminated from the playoffs in the second to last week on Christmas. Just crazy. Yeah, the Vikings last year only lost to 2 teams. One of them was the Lions twice, and now they beat them twice this year. The NFL is a twisted league. If you're a Vikings fans, and let's say you somehow had the ability to swap games, would you swap a Vikings wins this year for a Vikings win last year against the Lions? Probably, right? I think that would be a fair swap for Vikings fans to be able to do if they had a chance. Brosmer under center, back behind him. Gonna hand this off right side for Aaron Jones. And that stood up for maybe a yard. So a 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8 coming up. And now the Lions will call their final timeout. Yeah, because they would have won the division last year if they just beat the Lions once. Which means they would have been the 1 seed, which means they would have played Washington. So it's, they would have played Washington. So, do you think that last year Minnesota would have been able to beat the Commanders last year? And the answer is probably. 6 turnovers for the first time since October 11th, 2015 for the Lions. It's been over 10 years. And it came at the biggest possible moment. Brosmer handoff up the middle, going to get fighting forward inside the 25 to the 24, but not enough for the first. Either way, the Lions are gonna need a mirror. The Lions are gonna need a Christmas miracle if they're gonna stay alive 2 more days. This would be their 3rd straight loss. And like also think about it this way. The way the Lions lost to the Steelers last week and the way that game ended. And then you turn around and put up this performance on Christmas. It's 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 just insane to me how you could perform like this after the way you lost to the Steelers. As the Vikings will call their second time out with 108 to play. Yeah, this was a must-win game for the Lions, and they looked like the Dolphins. In a must-win game, the Lions looked like the Dolphins. And in a minute and 8 seconds of game time, their season's gonna be over with 1 week to play. It's it's insane. 68 rushing yards. Goff had 162 yards through the air. Goff himself had 5 turnovers in this one. Field goal try is up and it is good. It's a 13-point game. Well, I think if anyone's able to say that a team looks like Miami in a must-win game, it is me. Or it is Dolphins fans in general. The Vikings won this quarter by 10-7, 10-3. It's that it was that Jordan Addison touchdown run that was the deal breaker. The Vikings find themselves winners of 4 straight, beating Dallas and Detroit, and playing some solid football in those games. The Vikings might be set up for a nice season next year. The Vikings are 8-8 now. Like with how the season started for Minnesota, them finishing 8-9 most likely is a fantastic season. Like the Vikings really find themselves in a nice situation going forward. How in the world is Jared Goff not negative in fantasy points right now? Kickoff underway. Going to be out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Vikings defense is at 23. I'm going against JSN and CMC. I'm going to need Travion Henderson and Baker Mayfield have absolute stinker performances. Meanwhile, like Saquon, I need Saquon Barkley to go for like 200. I'm gonna need Saquon Barkley to have an insane performance against that Bills defense. And I'm gonna hope that Jordan Love is good to go for Saturday because I don't want Hurts to be my quarterback if Saquon Barkley's gonna have that big of a game. Goff looking to throw, pass right side, gonna be caught with space, pass to 45, pass to 50, and down to the 48 for Isaac Tesla. Lions going hurry up. I think he's listed as questionable currently. I'm not quite sure. Goff and shotgun back to his left, looking to throw, pass left side, gonna be incomplete. Looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he takes a big hit there. And he's slow to get up afterwards. Yeah, no, St. Brown's down. He's shaking up. He gets hit big by Byron Murphy. So it would be an injury timeout. St. Brown is not playing next week. He was not 100%, right? You do not want to risk him playing and reactivate his injury. Yeah, the Vikings beat the Lions with 3 net passing yards. The Lions defense deserves so much props. And we're heading to a commercial break because of the injury timeout. The Lions defense, like, if I'm Jared Goff, I am paying for dinner for the entirety of the defense. Like, because there is by no means this game is on the Lions defense. This is purely on Jared Goff and purely on the offense not being able to get out of their own way. The Lions have had 13 drives this game. 6 of those were turnovers. 6 of those were turnovers. 2 of them were scoring drives. So that's 5. So 6 turnovers, 5 punts, and then the 2 scoring drives. The one Lions scoring drive was a 19-play, 10-minute drive. No other drive the Lions have had today have lasted 5+ minutes. They had one 10-minute drive. Everything else was less than 5 minutes. Goff in shotgun back to his right. 3 receivers to the left. Ball on the Minnesota 48. Goff looking to throw. Pass over the middle, caught by Jahmyr Gibbs. Gonna get past the 40 and down to about the 35. And maybe the Lions can get one more playoff here if they choose. They're gonna go hurry up. 20 seconds and clock ticking. Also, I think with this, when this game's ended, I don't think I'll be live with Broncos Chiefs. Goff looking to throw in 1st and 10. Pass left side, can be caught. And going to get brought down inbounds. So that will do it. Khalif Raymond on the reception. And the Detroit Lions have officially been eliminated. They get swept by the Vikings this season. And the Green Bay Packers, who play Saturday night against the Baltimore Ravens, have clinched a playoff spot as their Christmas gift from the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers are officially going bowling in the playoff. They're officially going playoff hunting, as they can still win that division with winning out to getting some help, but the Packers are officially in. That leaves one spot remaining in the NFC, and that could be clinched this week if the Panthers win and the Buccaneers lose. But most likely it will be clinched in week 18. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I don't think I'll be live for Thursday Night Football between the Broncos and Chiefs. I will be live on Saturday for at least the game between the Texans and the Chargers. We'll see about Packers and Ravens. But I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'll see you all next time. Have yourselves a damn good one. Peace.